Kaizen chapter 186 was amazing. I mean, this chapter literally had me spazzing out, and this rarely ever happens. But this dude, Hakari, he's a god. I mean, he's a literal god at this point. I don't know what Gege was thinking when giving this character this power. It's ridiculous at this point. Now, before we get into the chapter itself, it will mean a lot to me if you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more JJK content, which includes theories, explained videos, spoilers, and chapter analysis. And with that being said, let's get into the actual purpose of the video. So the chapter itself starts from where we left off in chapter 185, with Kashimo basically getting wrecked by Hakari. Like, this dude is getting effortlessly sent through multiple containers. Like, it's not even a problem for Hakari at this point. So this kind of shows us the power dynamic between the two characters. And it's obvious that Hakari is the one with the most ability here. Now, you could say that Kashimo isn't really like pushing back at this moment, but I think when we get later on into the chapter, we can see that Hakari is definitely the stronger of the two. So what we know about Kashimo is that he always has his electric ability active. So when Hakari is punching him, he's also getting affected by Kashimo's electric ability. So Hakari says that feels a little numb, huh? You can see the electric ability cackling on his hand because that's the hand he used to punch Kashimo. And then Kashimo replied saying, "You, what's your name?" because he's interested in Hakari because he sees that this dude means business. This isn't Panda, this isn't a low-level sorcerer, this is that guy, this is that dude, this is Hakari. So he knows that, yo, I need to know your name, because that's the thing we see throughout the Jujutsu universe. They always want to know the name of the sorcerers they're fighting. So I think that's why he's asking him that thing. And then you can see his internal dialogue, right? He says he's practically ignoring my cursed energy's special property. And the special property he's referring to here is the electric ability. Then we get like a brief explanation of the special properties and the curse technique's effect. So we see here that we have an example of Panda and Yuji. So Yuji is using cursed energy infused punch. So he's putting cursed energy itself into his punch to make it punch harder. And that cursed energy, the cursed energy itself, is going to affect Panda. But Panda, if he's strong enough, he can block that cursed energy with his cursed energy, and then the ability itself or the attack itself is nullified. But then they give us an example of a cursed energy infused punch that also has a special property, which in this case is the electric ability of Kashimo. And it says here that when he uses that special ability with the cursed energy, the person who blocks that cursed energy punch with cursed energy is still affected by the special property. So the cursed energy itself doesn't block a special property attack, it only blocks the cursed energy effect of the attack. Then it says that it's hard to defend yourself against that just by strengthening your body with cursed energy. So as I explained earlier, you also need to account for the special property itself. Now I found this very weird because technically it can make sense, but in the sense that the cursed energy itself is also used to generate the special property. So the special property is cursed energy in and of itself, right? Technically. So why wouldn't the cursed energy be able to just block it just the same? So it's the same as situation in Naruto where they have chakra and they can just hurl chakra itself. They can power up chakra, but at the same time chakra is used to create these attacks. So Naruto uses chakra to generate a Rasengan. So even though it's a Rasengan, it's a special property, it's also based on chakra. So I don't know, it's kind of weird to say that, yo, it wouldn't block it even though you're using the same element that's used to create the special property, unless the special property is also infused with another element in some sense, if you get what I'm saying. So it can parse out in some way if they wanted to, but I don't know, there's a technical element there that I don't think this should make sense. But I should point out that they didn't say that it doesn't or it can't block it. It says that it's hard, it's very hard to do that. So then it says that, but he's ignoring all of that just through sheer cursed energy quantity and output. So this also confirms that this ability that Hakari has, it doesn't just improve the quality or the quantity of his cursed energy, it also improves his output. So it's not just an internal thing, whereas you can say like Naruto has a lot of chakra so he can do more things more times. It's not just that, his output is also increased. So that means that the potency of his attacks is also stronger just by the mere fact of using this ability. Then you see Hakari say to Kashimo that, hey, if I win, can I get your 100 points? And he says, sure, you are with that Panda guy, right? And then Kashimo asks Hakari to like divulge any information he has on Sukuna, and Hakari's like, yo, yeah, we can talk if you're still alive after we finish dancing. Like, this dude is just boss. Then you see Hakari says, it's here. Like he feels the energy like flowing into his body. He can feel the cursed energy. And this was just awesome. And because he knows that he's now immortal, which we'll get into later on in the chapter, like he allows Kashimo to just continuously hit him because he knows that he's going to regenerate. And Kashimo notices this and he says that what's going on? He suddenly lost the will to fight. And he says, hey, don't disappoint me, because he can feel this. Like this dude was fighting all high and mighty like a while ago. So why is he allowing me to hit him? And then Hakari just comes back and smacks this dude like so hard he flies across the playing field. Like this shows the level of strength, because when Kashimo punches Hakari, he barely even moves. Like he just gets like a twitch, he leans back and so on. But when Hakari punches Kashimo, he literally flies across the field multiple times. Like this, just this demonstration of strength, it shows that Hakari is legitimately, undeniably stronger than Kashimo. That's just a fact at this point. Unless Kashimo is holding back, which we get into later on in the chapter. So Kashimo doesn't lay up, he does come back into the fight, he lands a hit on Hakari, they both trade blows, but Hakari doesn't really care about getting hit. You can see that before he was like dodging the attacks and so on, but now that he knows that he can regenerate because of this ability, Kashimo doesn't know this. So Hakari is just taking it. It's like, okay, sure, I can take this, so why not? So I wouldn't use this to gauge and say, oh, Kashimo is equal to him or they're relative, because just due to the fact that Hakari knows that he can heal from these attacks, he's allowing him to hit him. So I think that's the fun of the fight with Hakari. He allows them to hit him just to prove that, yo, you can't do shit to me, I'm just gonna regenerate, which he does later on in the chapter. Because we see that Kashimo says, yo, it's accumulated enough. So you can see that this ability that he uses, it's not something he can just fire off rapidly. It's not something that he can do all the time. It's something that needs to accumulate, which is very interesting and a very important detail we need to take into account. So Kashima then uses this ability on Hakari, and Hakari's left arm gets completely blown off. Now there was this interesting thing that happened before this. We can see the lightning approaching Hakari, but I'm not sure if he completely dodges the attack, which would be an incredible speed feat because this is lightning basically. And you can say that this is lightning, so it's lightning speed, not technically light speed. But if he did react to it at this point blank range, and that's why it hit his arm and not his face, then this would be an incredible speed feat for Hakari. This would mean that he's above lightning speed, technically. Or unless you can argue that this ability that Kashimo is using isn't technically lightning, it's just regular electricity that isn't considered lightning speed. It's not pure lightning, so we can't attribute pure lightning speed to just using mere electricity. So I guess you could make that argument, but you know, we'll wait and see. So even though this dude's arm got blown off, that's Hakari, Kashimo then uses this opportunity to get a hit in on Hakari. But even though this dude just got his arm blown off, he should be in physical pain and is disadvantaged. This dude still reacted to Kashimo and kicked him away, and he's like, yo, he countered from over there. Like, it's just obvious at this point that Kashimo is out of his depth with Hakari. It's pretty obvious at this point, in my opinion. Then all of a sudden, Hakari's left arm just grows back instantaneously. Like, that was pretty wicked. And then it says that we got like a panel explaining this, and it says that when Hakari hit the jackpot during the Restless Gambler, his prize is that during the round, the 4 minutes and 11 seconds immediately after hitting this jackpot, when the theme song of the Pure Love Train, If You Stand Over There, plays, infinite cursed energy will flow through him. So they're basically saying that Hakari's reward for hitting the jackpot during Restless Gambler is infinite cursed energy. Then we get a panel explaining that Hakari has activated Reverse Curse Technique. And we know that Reverse Curse Technique will heal your wounds. It's the opposite of Curse Technique. Then it explains that Hakari himself never acquired Reverse Curse Technique, but the infinite curse energy overflowing in Hakari's body caused his body to reflexively perform Reverse Curse Technique in order to avoid damage. Now this is ridiculous. This is crazy, right? Now we understand that certain characters have a lot of cursed energy. We also have the situation with Gojo. We know his 6th ability allows him to like have infinite cursed energy in the sense that it doesn't run out. So you could argue that Gojo didn't need to awaken the ability, it would just work automatically. But then again, you could argue that it did awaken automatically, it did use it automatically in a dire situation. So I don't think that this ability would just automatically work when you get like a paper cut or some shit like that. It has to be like something that needs like your ability to heal from. So I think that's what happened to Gojo. Like, he was actually dying on the verge of death, and the ability just awakened automatically to prevent him from dying. It's not something he initiated. So yeah, this logic does track. Then they said that, in other words, in the 4 minutes and 11 seconds following a jackpot, Hakari is effectively immortal. This is ridiculous, as I said. Then it says that the music is ending and the flow of cursed energy is slowing at the same time. So the music they're referring to is the music that began playing when he won the jackpot, and gain the prize of infinite curse energy. So when the music starts to end, which I believe the music is 4 minutes and 11 seconds, the curse energy starts to slow and he starts to lose all of that power. But then this dude Hakari, this is just ridiculous, as I said multiple times, because he spoke about this in the spoiler review, saying that yeah, it's just 4 minutes, so technically all you have to do is outlast him and then survive. And this is where Yuta can probably win if you put them in a versus battle, because oh, it's just 4 minutes and 11 seconds, so okay, cool, Yuta might outlast him. But then this dude says domain expansion, restless gambler again. Like, this is just crazy, bro. And then it says that because he can recover his curse energy and burn out curse technique during the round, as long as he continues to hit the jackpot, he can expand his domain as many times as he wants. So because again, he uses the domain and the jackpot won in the domain to gain infinite curse energy, then he uses this infinite curse energy gained from the jackpot to get another jackpot by entering the domain again. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you beat someone. Like, it's like this dude just sat down and said, okay, this is how my curse technique works, this is how my domain works, and I'm gonna like use it to the fullest extent, and no one will be able to defeat me. So at this point, he's effectively immortal, because even before the ability runs out, it's not that they said that yo, it has to run out for him to like give it more time. Like, he can extend the time while it's already running. So if this dude has like, okay, cool, I have like 4 minutes left, I have like 11 seconds left, he can enter the domain again and just add another 4 minutes and 11 seconds. He can restart the time. It's ridiculous. Or you can just cue the song to play again. So like, you know, you'd cue a song to play in like Apple Music, the song is playing, okay, I'm gonna cue it again, so once it's finished, it's gonna run automatically, so there's no stop. It's ridiculous. So he's effectively immortal. He's gonna always have infinite curse energy because the ability is always running, and what we learned from the Charles battle is that he knows how to manipulate the attack or the domain itself to always gain the jackpot. I don't know how you beat someone like that. It would be crazy to see how Kashimo defeats him. Now, as I said in the spoiler review, like, Kashimo might have some insane ability or an insane domain that completely negates all of this ability, all of Hakari's abilities in some way, or negates his domain, but I don't see how. It's possible, but I don't see how. Then we had some people arguing in the comment section. So let's say like Hakari goes into a battle and he doesn't have the ability active, like the domain, he doesn't have the jackpot, then you can technically beat him. And if they're going like a domain tug of war, he can't achieve the jackpot. But that's not true, because you can still use your curse technique or the ability of your domain when you're doing a domain tug of war. So he might be able to do that and still extend the time and still gain infinite curse energy. And who has the more curse energy will win in a domain tug of war. So I don't know, I don't see how someone would beat this guy. I'd say like he definitely beats Yuta at this point. I was on the fence in the spoilers, but this chapter just confirmed that this dude can just continuously extend this ability, and I don't see any drawbacks at this point. But maybe we might get something in the next chapter or something. But all in all, this chapter was amazing. As I said, I haven't like spazzed out about any chapter in a very long time from any series, so I don't know, JJK is really hot right now, so yeah, I hope they like keep it up. But all in all, guys, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Remember to drop a like if you like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.